Hello, and welcome to We Live for Saturday, your favorite college football podcast. I'm your co-host, Mike, and with me, as always, is your other co-host, John. John, how are you doing this evening?
Doing fantastic, man. Beautiful day, beautiful weather. Fall is
Yes.
officially here. I am excited.
Finally.
Yeah.
October, in the middle of October.
Dude, I've been spending more time outside, like with this when the weather like this than I have all summer. I was outside doing a lot of work and stuff here and there, but like voluntarily, like doing things and like enjoying myself is fantastic this time of year. So
Yeah, walking the dog. Great.
Yeah. Getting things ready for winter. Not that we're there yet, but like prepping what I got to do before I head out. But otherwise, man, life is good, dude. I'm just no major complaints, man. I'm looking forward to this weekend of matchups. There's lots of really good games, and I know I'm not going to be at the game, but I got a buddy coming over to watch, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's I'm loving the fall weather as well. We needed this so badly.
Yeah.
And it's finally come these last couple days, and hopefully it stays. And we don't transition right into winter or anything. Hopefully, we have a nice long fall. That's what we want. That's what everybody wants.
Yeah.
I am under the gun.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got to get through Monday. And if I can get through Monday, then I think things are going to be okay. But between now and Monday, it's going to be an absolute, it's going to be intense.
Yeah.
But such is life. That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
And I am still going to go to the game because it's Saturday night and I can still get a bunch of stuff done on Saturday and then go watch football.
Absolutely, man. Oh, it'll be good. You'll get through it. I know you've been grinding a lot, but I think, once you get past this week, things should hopefully calm down a little bit.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
That's the hope where I'm sitting right now.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Well, should we, before we start, as always, if you want to find We Live for Saturday, find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Podcast Addict. You can find us on Twitter at We Live for B1G Sat. You can find Mike at Alibaba26. You can find me, John, at Norwegian Gopher. And you can email us, We Live for Saturday, B1G@gmail.com. Please subscribe, follow, tweet, retweet, all that good stuff. Please, especially here on YouTube, we'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, please subscribe and share this on, your social media app of choice.
Yeah, please.
Tell your friends. It is it's always nice to find new people to connect with. So please, if you are into the podcast, share it. And speaking of, before we get into these games, John, we've got we had some critiques after last episode.
Oh.
And I'm going to bring them up on the air.
Okay.
So we're going to go right into them. So this is great. David West Designs says, is it too early to postulate John's dark horse QB pick is actually a curse? Hudson Card last year, Aiden Childs this year. John's pick so far has been a harbinger of ill fortune. And Chris responded and said, now we have something to look forward to next season already. So are you the new Madden curse? Almost.
I mean, if that's the case, I'm changing my pick.
You can't change it mid-season.
All right, well, next year's
going to be the Badger quarterback, whoever that is.
Every year. Iowa,
every year
Badger, now? Yeah, every year. Nebraska.
But then you have to spend the whole offseason talking him up.
I do. You're right.
That's the only thing if you go that route.
But if it works, I think it's worth it, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, anything that can give us an edge in the rivalry.
That's right. Yeah, dude. I'll do whatever I got to do. I will sacrifice this for the team, man. For the maroon and gold for 100%. So
yeah. And actually had another comment that I thought was really on point, saying that last week, this is James Franklin, said, obviously we didn't handle last week's loss well. Understatement of the year. Quote, we lost some players during that game and then everything else. Close quote. And David West Design says, I don't think he means to injury. So Is James Franklin admitting that because he had to have lost the locker room a little bit to be so unprepared?
Dude,
For
how could you not?
with that little intensity
Mm-hmm.
offensively, I mean, there were like you look back at that film, like the tight ends weren't blocking in the run game.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And wide receivers and stuff, and like the wide receivers were like, I saw what's his face, Landed Tangwell, I want to say, Penn State, like he deep coverage on Penn State. He's kind of like a Daniel House for Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
And he was basically saying that Penn State's receivers are jogging through their routes, a lot of them. And it's like you're in a game you need to win, and you can't be like bothered to run full speed. And so it was his opinion that actually it wasn't as much Drew Aller's fault as his teammates kind of leave him out to dry.
Mm.
That was an interesting take from someone who watches pretty closely.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean,
take on that.
I think it's interesting because it's just like clearly, we know what it's like for teams to have to cross the country and play, in California or Oregon,
it's hard.
Or Washington. It's hard. It's hard enough as it is. But like when you show up and you're not even willing to try, and you think it's just going to be a cakewalk because UCLA was at the bottom of the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, assume that it wasn't going to be very difficult. But like the point
you still got to play the game.
Exactly. And like the point that we make every offseason and during the season, we talk about it quite often about how you can't really take anyone in the Big Ten, no matter who they are, lightly. You just can't.
Unless you're Ohio State.
Yeah.
Ohio State is the only team in the Big Ten who can get away with taking you lightly and still beat you. Yep. Everybody else, even Oregon, is like up for grabs any Saturday if they don't show all the way up.
Yep. And clearly, Penn State and James Franklin and who knows, has been buying into the hype, the offseason hype, which is again kind of surprising.
Yeah, it's because it's such a veteran program.
Yeah,
that's something you expect in like a first or second year head coach, like having guys be divas and not everybody's playing hard. But like when you have your system and your culture and your assistants and your players and these recruits that you've been known since they were 16.
Yeah.
And you can't get them to give you effort. Means you're not pushing the right buttons.
Yep. Yeah, man. It's not a good look on so many levels. And did Penn State lose out? Is like that's the end of their playoff run, man. I mean, they're
not beating Ohio State.
Nope.
I'm not even convinced they're going to beat Indiana.
Would
you take them over Indiana right now?
Not right now. No,
not right now. Not unless they get a lot better, and they might. They're really talented.
Sure,
but even if they get along better, I just can't believe they're going to beat this version of Ohio State unless Julian Sayin and Jeremiah Smith tear their ACLs or something.
Yeah,
knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Even then, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
I know, dude.
Not with the way they played last week, man.
I know Carnell Tate might just go for 225 at that point.
Yeah, Bo Jackson.
Just go all Jackson Smith and Jigba in the Rose Bowl and just be like, climb on my back, yo.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know, man. There's so many weapons there. They're so deep. So yeah, dude. I don't know. It's ugly right now in Happy Valley. I mean, they have a chance to.
Should be ugly.
Look a little.
They spent
better.
a lot of money on that team and a lot of effort, and they hyped it up as a national title contender. And they should be a national title contender.
Yeah.
I picked them to win the national title, and I am annoyed when I'm wrong, Penn State. You've irritated me. James Franklin, you're on my bad side.
Well, we're going to see, man. I mean, I don't know. If Northwestern comes to town in Happy Valley,
I mean, they better show up ready to play.
They better.
Because if it's like 13-10 at half,
dude.
Do you know how much people? I don't care who's winning, if they're winning or not. There's going to be boos.
Yeah.
Like out of control boos.
If they only win this
they better
game by
show
1-4.
up clicking on all cylinders. This game better be over in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. We're going to see. But,
because,
we'll talk all
the
about
Boo Birds
that.
are going to go crazy at that point.
I mean, they might be coming out before the game even starts with those fans, as Franklin's running out of the tunnel. So who knows?
Yeah. Anyway, I just realized we haven't even started talking about games yet. We should probably do that.
Yeah, let's get in on it.
All right. First up, we have on Friday night, October 10th, the 3-2 Rutgers Scarlet Knights going to Seattle, take on the 4-1 Washington Huskies. The spread, this is a 8 p.m. game on FS1, and the spread is Washington by 10.5. That seems right.
Yeah.
It seems right because I like Rutgers offense. They're going to score.
Yep.
You know, Rutgers has proved they can score on just about anybody. But I like Washington's offense more. And Washington has a functional defense.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
And I will say I feel like Ryan Walters' defense has done better in recent weeks.
Yep.
I know that Washington should have lost to Maryland because they should have. That fourth quarter comeback should not have been possible. You shouldn't be able to make up a 3-touchdown deficit in a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Maryland had Washington dead to rights.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the defense's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Maryland only scored 20 points.
Yeah.
You know? And so when Washington did make their comeback, they were able to win.
Yep.
And good for them for turning it on. But don't think you can just flip that switch this week.
Yeah.
You don't want to go, let me tell you, you don't want to go down a couple touchdowns to Rutgers early because then you're going to have to dig yourself out of that hole.
Yeah.
And it's possible. Iowa did it and Minnesota did it, but eventually someone's going to not do it. Someone's going to dig themselves a hole against Rutgers in conference play and they're not going to be able to crawl, dig out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a big Jonah Coleman game. I'm feeling it because this is a Rob Smith defense. There's going to be running lanes. There are.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Maryland, if this was 2017, I think Maryland just ran another jet sweep. Get your guys out in space, get them the ball, let them go to work. This is a Rob Smith defense. They'll find the cracks and they'll be there and the players will be confused and you'll do it. I think Washington could put up numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Because you figure Minnesota put up 31 against Rutgers. Iowa put up 31 against Rutgers. At this point, where they are right now, Washington's probably a better offense than Minnesota. And is definitely a better offense than Iowa.
Yeah.
So, game on. This could be high scoring. I think this will be a fun game to watch. I love that it's on Friday night in prime time. I can have it as the main game.
Mm-hmm.
And really go all in on it because I'm excited to watch snap to snap Damon Williams for a whole game. Because I've been watching him all year, but when you're watching two screens, you go back and look at stuff and extended highlights and read about the game and do all those things. But there's something about being able to focus on one game and lock in snap to snap that teaches you kind of who a quarterback is and who different guys are.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see Damon Williams snap to snap in a game that Washington should win and needs to win.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's not only the factor of Washington's offense and this Rob Smith defense. It's the fact that Rutgers is crossing 3 time zones.
Time zones.
So it's, I know they had a bye week last week. I get it. So they should be rested. They should be pretty healthy, but that's a tough trip, man. I mean, the game starts at 8 p.m. and
11 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
An 11 p.m. local time kick. Are you kidding me? That's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't care. PJ tried to do that against Cal. He had the guys practicing till 10.
Yep.
And it still looked like it took us a half to wake all the way, to have their bodies functioning at full capacity.
Yep.
So it's really hard sending someone to the coast and making them do the late night do a late night game.
Yeah, man, I don't envy Rutgers. I think if anything, yes, Ethan will probably get there, but if you can get on him early and throw him off schedule right away, I don't think he'll ever be able to get back on. And so I think if Washington just attacks, from the get-go, which he'll be a little sleepy, you would think, then Rutgers may never be able to get their get a foothold and be able to kind of make it a game, if without, I guess, playing catch up the whole time. So
are you calling for a blowout?
I'm not calling for a blowout. I think Ethan and Ian Strong get there where they maybe score a few times. But I think Washington's going to have the potential to come out fast and hard, and Ethan might take a quarter and a half to kind of wake up.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm seeing it. I have Washington winning this game 38 to 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 That's fair. I think that I think you're in the right ballpark for sure. And I think it's something like Washington 35, Rutgers 24.
Sure. Yeah.
2-score game. I think Washington's up early. I think they protect it. I think they protect the lead after that. But like you said, if Rutgers is sleepy to start, Washington's could score 40 points.
Oh, yeah.
That wouldn't shock me.
Yep.
They have the capability of doing it. And it's just a matter of what does Jed Fish want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Does Jed Fish want to push the ball and do that? Or does he want to hand it to Jonah Coleman 25 times?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he could kind of go either way. I think you could justify going either way.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is he'll try to score more points.
Yeah.
Because the Florida job still might be open.
I'm sure Husky fans love you for that. Yeah.
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 Husky fans, we love you. And hey, Florida just beat Texas, so you're off the hot. Billy Napier's off the hot seat for now.
Yep.
We'll see what happens next week. Billy Napier, it's a week by week hot seat.
True.
And he could still play his way out of it. I mean, if they get to 8 or 9 wins, they're not firing him.
Nope.
But if he goes 6-6, they're 2-3. So, if you're a Washington fan, I think you're also a Florida Gator fan this year. All right. Next up, we have all of the rest of the games will be on Saturday, October 11th. We have Fox's big noon game at 11 a.m. because that's God's time, Central Time. The number 1 ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes, heading to Champaign to take on the number 17 ranked Illinois Illini. Illinois Fighting Illini, I'll even say, after the way they've been playing lately. I didn't think somebody criticized me early in the season for not calling in the Fighting Illini, and I just didn't think they'd showed that much fight after they played Indiana.
Yeah.
So I didn't think I needed to call them the Fighting Illini, but they fought hard the last couple of weeks and look good doing it. So this is the spread is 14.5 between Ohio State and Illinois. There's just the one loss, although it was a doozy of a loss, 63-10 to Indiana by the Illini. There's so much to like about this Illinois team, John. Luke Altmaier is playing. I mean, why isn't he on the Heisman shortlist?
I don't know, man. The fact that he's barely getting any talk at all, in my opinion, on the national level, is bizarre. Because he's playing lights out, dude.
Lights out.
Yeah. He looks.
And I know it didn't go well against Indiana or whatever, but if Illinois rattles it off and wins 9 or 10 games again, he should be. If Travis Hunter went 9-4 at Colorado and could win the Heisman, you should be able to go 9-3 at Illinois. And I'm not saying win the Heisman, be in the Heisman race.
Yeah, absolutely. His name,
especially if you do it 2 years in a row.
Yep.
And if he goes 10-2 and makes the playoffs, send that man to New York.
Yep.
Because Illinois is not a great running team.
No,
they are not. It's the running game is not happening. It's the Brett Bielema offensive line that was, Big Kurt kind of pointed to that when we were previewing Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the offensive line started out kind of bad and then got decent by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And it seems like, once again, the offensive line has started out kind of bad and it needs to get it together. That's actually going to be a common theme as we talk tonight.
Yeah.
Offensive lines that need to step up. And sometimes it takes an offensive line longer to gel, and you have to put guys in different spots, and it's like a puzzle that you have to make work. And so I think sometimes teams do catch on and play better on the offensive line as the season goes on. You know, maybe they make a change, maybe whatever. They change their strategy a little bit offensively to better fit the skill set of the guys they have. Like, there are things you can do to make your offensive line improve when they're kind of underachieving.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't seen it yet from Illinois.
Yeah.
The defense is good, except for against Indiana when it was not great. The defense is pretty good. Like, I know I know USC scored points, but USC is a really prolific offense.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not holding that against this Illini ID. Saying all that, and I like, Khalil Valentine and Fagan is the short yardage back, and I think there's a lot of good, if they get, and they're a little more healthier in the secondary. I think there's a lot of good things about Illinois. I also don't think they have a snowball's chance in hell on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because Ohio State is playing right now like they played in the playoff last year.
Yeah.
Only Julian Sayin has a better arm than Will Howard.
Yep.
And Carnell Tate now is better than Carnell Tate was then. Mm-hmm. And Jeremiah Smith now is more freakishly strong. He's put on like 20 pounds of muscle compared to what he was last year. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I know like teams are like Minnesota at times were shifting 2, 3, 4 guys in his direction to try to make it hard for him to get open. And Carnell Tate has said, thank you. I'll take the single coverage and good night. Just like Emeka Egbuka last year, man, benefited from the Jeremiah Smith thing. And now Emeka Egbuka is tearing it up in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a common theme, and that's ever since Brian Hartline and Ryan Day got into place at Ohio State, it has just been a parade of all-American superhuman wide receivers.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you do about that. And, oh, by the way, the defense is better than the offense.
Yeah.
The defense hasn't given up a red zone touchdown all year. Javon Tracy had a drop that should have been a touchdown, but still, they haven't had – the throw wasn't great, but you got to make the throw or make that catch. But still, they haven't had, like, anybody figure them out.
Yeah.
Arch got 1 touchdown on them late in a game when they were playing prevent, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, they look like when Jim Tressel had it running hot and the silver bullets were yes, Ohio State was great on offense still, but it was about the defense.
Yeah.
That's where most of the All-Americans were. That's where the hype was on the defense and like often the running back.
Yep.
And this is that kind of team with that kind of unstoppable defense. And like, I just look at, you've got Ohio State here, and then you got Miami down in the Southeast, and Miami looks like an unstoppable juggernaut too. And they have an unholy defensive line, just like Ohio State. And right now, it looks like those two teams are on a collision course at some point.
Yeah.
And no offense to Oregon. Oregon could spoil the party and beat Ohio State. And so could Indiana. Indiana's still in it until they lose. If they lose, if they win. If Indiana wins Saturday, we can go 12-0, but we'll get to that game. John, your thoughts? I rambled a little bit there.
That's okay. Look, yeah, Illinois is playing very well. Luke Altmaier is fantastic. He absolutely is. Ohio State's a freaking buzzsaw, man. I just don't know any other way to put it, but they are looking like an unstoppable juggernaut. And as of right now, yes, Miami looks fantastic. Yes, Oregon looks really good, but there's just something about this Ohio State team that it just seems like it's a team of destiny that is going to win another national title. And I
look, yeah.
I'm not even sure that it's even close. And I hate to say it. Man, it just seems like even Miami, as good as they look, even Oregon, as good as they look, if they were matched up against Ohio State today, I still, there would be no question in my mind
I
that
take
Ohio
the
State.
Buckeyes and the points. What's the
Yes.
spread? I don't care.
Yep.
I don't
Same.
care what the spread is.
Same.
Like, I'm taking the Buckeyes. They look right now like they did at the height of last year, and it's mid-season.
If I were a betting man, which I'm not,
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, I'd put money on the Buckeyes every time, and would not even be nervous about it.
No.
No.
I mean, my only fear would be injury.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, and you've got, Caleb Downs at the absolute height of his powers in his last year in college.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you do. Ryan Day has got it rolling. And anyone who was worried about the Brian Hartline thing, I feel like Brian Hartline's figuring it out.
Yep.
I think he had some times right away early in the season where he didn't always dial up the right thing, but it just seems like every game he's getting into more of a rhythm to calling plays.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's got Ryan Day tutoring him. He's got Ryan Day with him every step of the way and stepping in and overriding him maybe once in a blue moon. And, he has that. And Ryan Day is one of the great offensive minds, not just in college football, but in football, period.
Mm-hmm.
So you have all that. And then Matt Patricia, who according to him and according to his players, is running an NFL defense. Patricia said he looked at last year's film and was like, thought the Buckeyes were great, but was like, we can do more than this. These guys are smarter than Jim Knowles gave them credit for, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
And now you have the Buckeyes changing looks every snap. Like, what they look like they're in is not what they're in. Who looks like is blitzing is not who's blitzing. It's an unholy terror.
Yeah.
And when they hired Matt Patricia, man, I got to eat crow because I thought his background made him unsuitable as a human being. And I stand by that, but man, whatever. Nobody cares but me. Let's be real. What people care about is what happens on Saturdays. And on Saturdays, Matt Patricia looks like the best defensive coordinator in college football.
Yeah. Yeah. Undoubtedly, man. I mean, look, it's for the Illabuck, the second oldest.
Yeah, the Illabuck
in the Big Ten, which is exciting. So I love that,
gotta love the Illabuck.
The only thing that I guess, like, Buckeye fans are probably going to be crying about because, they have so much to be.
So much hardship.
It's really tough.
Yeah. Really tough.
Man, they just had to put him back on a Big Noon game, dude. Really? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they deal with it. I don't know how they manage to get up every morning and every Saturday realizing, like, oh, gosh darn it, we have to play on Big Noon. Like, it's just not fair. Our life is very difficult. So, yeah. National titles, even national titles don't make me feel better about that Big Noon play, kickoff. It just doesn't.
Dude, it is wild how many Buckeye fans are unhappy.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't understand it. Like, and I don't mean like unhappy in their own lives. I mean unhappy in their football lives. And I'm like, you are like the little kid who won the lottery.
Yeah.
And it's like became like I imagine that's how like Daniel Radcliffe or Taylor Swift felt when it was like, oh my God, I got the magic ticket and I guess I get to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
That's, I feel like, what it's like right now.
Yeah. I mean, look.
But yet they're upset. They complain. They talk about disrespect, and they go on and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, Buckeye fans, are you okay in your lives?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I don't understand what you're mad about.
No. Well, they don't. We've said it before. They don't live in the same world as 99.9% of the rest of the fans in college football. Period. So
yeah.
That's not, they don't understand what reality is in college football. They have no idea. They've never experienced it.
Less than any other program.
Yeah.
I mean, like we said, like we talked about in the last episode, like Alabama hit higher highs, but nobody's been more consistent than Ohio State.
Yep.
For 40, years.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've talked this to death. Yes, I pick Ohio State. Honestly, man, I think it's, I have Ohio State 42, Illinois 28.
20. You think they're going to score 4 touchdowns against this defense?
Okay. I mean,
it's fine. I'm just saying. I've
I
got
want. I want to. You're right. You're right. Honestly,
Ohio State 41, Illinois 13.
13. Okay.
And I think 13 is generous.
I mean, I think Illinois can score more than that.
Do you think they're going to score more than 1 touchdown against a team that's only given up 1 touchdown all year?
Man, I just want to see it.
Well, so do I. I'd love to see this be a competitive Illabuck. Yeah. I'd love for Illinois to call out the echoes of Juice Williams and, snake Ohio State. I'd love a lot of things.
I just think
I'd love rainbows and unicorns to fall from the sky, but
Ohio State's got to have a game where they look a little vulnerable for about maybe a quarter, and maybe that's when they take advantage. I don't know, man.
We know when that comes. That's against Michigan. It's not till then. They have it scheduled.
Fair enough.
That's what we know. That's when Ohio State's going to look not as good as they should because, I don't they're doing some kind of voodoo in Ann Arbor. Mm-hmm. Maybe they hired an Etsy witch. Didn't that happen to a pop star who somebody cursed them with an Etsy witch and then their career fell apart or something?
No, I have no idea. Never heard of that.
I heard that.
I mean, it sounds like something these days.
I'll check with the significant other who's an expert on all things internet. I feel like, yeah.
Well, all right, fine. I'll change my score because you are right. You make incredibly valid points. I still have Ohio State 42 and Illinois. I'm going to just say 16. I'm going to say 16.
There you go. 4 scores. That's pretty good.
I'm going to do it. Yeah.
You score 4 times against this Ohio State defense. I actually think you did a good job.
Yeah. I'll do
1 touchdown. That would be better than anyone's done all year by a long shot.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Next up, we have the hottest team in America, the 1-4 UCLA Bruins.
Look out.
Going to East Lansing to take on the 3-2 Michigan State Spartans. This is an 11 a.m. game on the Big Ten Network. The line is Sparty by 8.5. John, it was not just the upset of the year, as we said. It was the upset, arguably, of the decade, I'd say. Can you think of a bigger one in the last 5 seasons, from COVID till now? I can't.
No.
I can't think of anything comparable to this. 4 touchdown favorites. Penn State preseason Big Ten media darling favorite to lose on the road against a winless team that got beat by New Mexico 35-10. UCLA didn't lose to New Mexico. They got housed by New Mexico. So to come out and do that, man, that was like some Mighty Duck stuff. Yeah. It's like when Gordon Bombay showed up, and Gordon Bombay is actually Jerry Neuheisel.
Yeah.
Or what's the interim coach is Skipper? I guess Skipper would be, isn't it Tim Skipper?
Yeah. But when the Ducks were just District 5 and they were just getting absolutely annihilated. Yes. Yeah. Love it.
I really want to pick UCLA to win here.
Yeah.
I do. I think they're going to play better. I think they've been inspired. But, man, they blew their load last week when it comes to, playing their best ball.
Well, and how do you think Nico feels right now? Dude, he's got to be,
banged.
I'm not saying he isn't, healthy, but, dude, his body has to be just feeling it.
Yeah, and just psychologically, I think it's hard to come back from expending that much energy because it's a team that wasn't playing hard, and they managed to play hard for 4 quarters.
Yep.
After not playing hard in any of their other games.
Yeah.
So can they continue to play hard? That's my first question. Second question is, here's the thing. Because Tino Sunseri got fired, and because Jerry Neuheisel had never called plays before, Penn State had no idea what they were walking into.
Yeah.
Now Sparty has film. Sparty can go back and be like, oh, this is what he likes to do. Oh, this is how he connects the dots. Oh, this is how he goes from one action to another and whatever. These are the receivers he wants to get the ball to. this is how he wants to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So I just think that strategically, UCLA is not going to have the jump on anybody else like they did on Penn State. And Michigan State needs a win, dude.
Yeah, they do.
They need one bad. They cannot drop to 3-3. You drop to 3-3, you're talking about missing a bowl. You know? So I think Sparty needs it. I think they get it. I think Aiden Childs has not played particularly well of late.
My boy.
Your boy has not played particularly well of late. But this UCLA defense has been pretty bad.
Yeah.
And even against Penn State, they gave up 37 points. So I think this is a get-right game for the Spartan offense, which really struggled against Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think UCLA scores. I just think that Sparty has got more in the tank at this point than UCLA currently does.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got to agree with you. I think it's just too much of a hangover for UCLA, and they're flying. They're going to be in East Lansing. It's just going to be tough in that regard as well. So, like, you're emotionally, physically drained still from last week. I mean, Nico just, who is your entire offense. He's got to be banged up, man. I mean, he was all over the place being a freaking superhero. I just don't know how he's going to be able to replicate that against Michigan State.
I think Michigan State's going to put a spy on him.
Oh,
I think they're going to do.
They have to.
And I don't think they're going to make the mistake. And Penn State was like, well, we tried a couple times, but we didn't have the right guy. Okay, so put the right guy. You know what I mean?
You have the right guy. You're Penn State. You're
Penn State. You have, and like I saw somebody make a list of the 4- and 5-star linebackers that Penn State won't put in the game. And I was like, none of these guys are fast enough to keep up with Nico. None of them? Really? You put him in the game and say, you say, we're right. You're the spy. Your only job is to make sure Nico doesn't get loose. And you tell your defensive linemen to stop trying to get to the quarterback, but to just occupy their lanes and create a pocket that Nico can't escape from.
Yep.
That's what you do. Why Jim Knowles refused to do that, I think, is an issue of Jim Knowles and his 20-something fiance and his need to prove that he's still a big man. That's what I think. I think Jim Knowles got caught up in the ego train a little bit. Maybe trying to overcompensate for something, Jim. I don't know. But he refused to adjust.
Yeah.
I don't think Jonathan Smith's an idiot. I don't think Joe Rossi is an idiot.
No.
I think they're going to have Joe Rossi's really good at mobile quarterbacks.
Yes. Yeah, he is.
He is.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to rush the passer then.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Michigan State keeps in the pocket. I've got Michigan State 31, UCLA 20.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a game where Aiden Childs will look good, and Nick Marsh, I think, kind of takes off, and hopefully Jack Valling can kind of look more like himself as well. He's been on a milk carton, man. Yeah, I know. I still don't think Sparty is going to be running the ball particularly well because I just don't think they're going to at all this season. I've not seen it yet, even close.
No,
which is too bad. I think Mekhi Frazier is a good running back, but it's not going to happen. So yeah, man, I think Childs looks good. I think that they're able to score points. I got Sparty 28, UCLA 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So we both have 11 point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, that should be a really good one to watch, though. I think it's going to be competitive.
Well, I think it's going to be competitive, and I'm not saying like UCLA is going to look bad. Like I think they're going to look like pretty solid. In fact, against this Spartan, I just don't think I'm not sure they have enough juice in the tank. That's where it's going to come down to.
I think they're going to play really well for a while.
Yeah.
And then eventually run out of gas.
Yep.
Yeah. Because Nico, he can only do so much, man.
Dude.
He's doing everything.
The fact that he's done as much as he has already this season is wild. So if he makes it a full season without being injured at all, I don't know, man. How much tread is left on those freaking tires?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, my theory that he's going to eventually shut it down this season. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like
True.
only after he's proved something, and he's proved something.
Maybe that's the whole point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, moving on. We have the game of the day in the Big Ten. No, in the country. College game day will be there. Not that I like college game day, but it is, it shows you what people are talking about to some extent, and
Mm-hmm.
also a lot of SEC propaganda. But like, credit to college game day for going to what is clearly the game of the week.
Yep.
You have the 5-0, number 7 ranked Indiana Hoosiers going to Eugene to take on the also 5-0, number 3 ranked Oregon Ducks. It's a 2:30 p.m. game on CBS. Cue the horns. The line is Oregon by 7.5. And you know what? I think that's respect to Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I think that shows how good Indiana is, that Oregon is only favored by 1 score.
Yeah. At home. Yeah, for sure, man. I agree.
Because that means on a neutral field, it's like 4.5. And at Indiana, it'd be 1.5 for Oregon or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's respect to Indiana and everything they've done. Kurt Signetti is now 17-2 since he took the Indiana job.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, the schedules have been favorable, man, but a lot of teams have favorable schedules and don't just win all the games.
No.
Yeah. So you got Kurt Signetti. I think two of the 4 best coaches in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
I would have, because I think my top 4 at this point, well, two of the top 5. Because I think my top 5 at this point would be in no particular order: Signetti, Ryan Day, Bielema, Lanning, and who am I forgetting? That might be it. Yeah. Signetti, Ryan Day, Bielema, and Lanning. Yeah. I think that'd be my top 4 at this point. I definitely am not trying to argue James Franklin in that conversation right now.
Not right now. Hell no.
Not currently. Maybe if they run the table and beat Ohio State. But Indiana, here's the thing that's crazy. They arguably have been better offensively than they were last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are.
And that's bananas.
Yeah.
Because as good as Curtis Rourke was, and he was fantastic, he was playing on a torn ACL. He couldn't move back there.
Mm-hmm.
Fernando Mendoza is a future NFL football player.
Mm-hmm.
He can scramble. He can make things happen. And right now, he is completing 73% of his passes for nearly 10 yards an attempt, 16 TDs, 1 pick on the year. 16 TDs and 1 pick. That is great. Whether it's Hemby or Black, they've been able to run the ball fine. Like, they don't need to do it all the time, but they run the ball enough. And then Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper are 2 of the best receivers in the Big Ten. And I know Indiana fans are like, oh, we'll have Omar Cooper back next year. And I'm like, he's a junior. You might not. So I would enjoy Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper, because it wouldn't surprise me if both those guys are, Elijah Surratt for sure. Yep. But it wouldn't surprise me if both those guys are playing in the NFL next year.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, man. I think, look, these are 2 really, really, really good programs at this point. Really good teams that are playing each other. Both are riding high. It's just that it is at Oregon. It is in Autzen Stadium, which is going to be rocking.
Oh, it's going to be so loud at 2:30.
Yeah.
So people are going to be tailgating for like 8 hours.
Yep.
So they're going to be liquored up. This isn't like a, Indiana was probably hoping this would be like a 11 a.m. Central kick.
Yeah.
And it's like having it be at 2:30. It's like, it's good for everybody's body clocks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good for the Hoosiers, but that crowd is going to be lit, and Autzen gets loud.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's the fact that it's a top 10 matchup. I think Oregon fans will be extra yoked for it.
Oh, absolutely. And look, man, and I think, the team is going to be absolutely up for this. I think, and for me, yes, Indiana looks fantastic offensively. Their defense has been looking good as well, but yeah, that Oregon defensive line, man, and their pass rushers, their edge rushers are just absolutely insane. There's so much speed. Also, Oregon, I feel like runs the ball better too than Indiana. I think that they're a little bit more
Yes.
dynamic. So to me, I'm not saying they can't keep it close, but I feel like Oregon's going to kind of be in control for the vast majority of the game.
Dude, De'Aaron Hill is averaging 10.5 yards a rush. And Lamar is averaging 6, and Noah Whittington's averaging 9.
Pretty good.
And even Dante Moore is averaging 5, and that's including sacks.
Yeah.
So it's actually more than that probably.
Yeah.
He's only taken 1 sack all year.
It's wild.
Remember in the preseason when we were like, I don't know, Oregon has 4 new starters. Is this offensive line gonna gel? Well, yeah, they gelled.
They did.
They're just fine.
Yeah.
Going great, actually. And I thought maybe I was like, I don't know, man. Dylan Thieneman, I don't know. Is he a big game player? Does he, But I think he was just, he takes a lot of chances and does things that he's not supposed to. But I think that was just because he was playing for Purdue.
He had to, yeah.
Yeah, so he just felt like he had to do more than anyone should. Mm-hmm. Whereas, I feel like at Oregon, he's playing more within the scheme and stuff like that. And Dante Moore, dude, we said it when it happened, but for him to go into the whiteout and look totally unfazed is crazy. It's crazy.
Well, and that's the other thing, man, with this Oregon team. They're battle tested, dude. They are.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure Indiana is quite there at the same level anyways. So, you know, this just seems like one that, they might go back and forth a little bit, but I don't think Indiana really ever looks like they're going to take control. I think Oregon is going to be up for this and, win this game. I'm not saying by a large margin. I think it will be pretty close, but I think they're pretty much in control the entire game and wins this. So I have Oregon winning this game 31 to I guess 24 is probably where I would have Indiana at this point.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I really want to pick Indiana here.
Yeah.
I think they're great. Like we said, we sang their praises. It's possible that Fernando Mendoza is not only a Heisman finalist, but it's possible that he think of if Indiana makes the playoff, which right now they're on pace. If Indiana makes the playoff, Fernando Mendoza could be a Heisman finalist. He could be a first-round pick in next year's NFL draft.
Yeah.
For real. That's the ceiling I think that Indiana has. So I think they'll be really good. I love, D'Angelo Pons at corner and Aiden Fisher at linebacker and Mikhail Kamara. Those guys are fantastic. On the D-line. Those guys are fantastic. And they're playing at a high level. Cignetti is, I think he's as good as it gets as a coach in college football.
Yep.
I think my 1A and 1B right now are Kurt Cignetti and Ryan Day, and you can put them in whatever order you want. I just think Oregon's deeper, and I think that D line is the difference.
Yeah.
Mateo Uiagalelei and what's their other star DN's name? I'm blanking right now. I'm sorry, Oregon. I apologize.
Yeah.
But Uiagalelei and oh goodness, I can't remember. Doesn't matter. But all those guys, and and Bryce Betcher at linebacker. And all that kind of stuff.
Well, they have Bear Alexander.
Yes.
They have Amari Washington. You said that, yeah. Tony Tuioti.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And Bear Alexander finally looks like who we've been expecting him to look like. How many years? 4 years? 5 years?
That's not for whom the bell tolls, Bear. It tolls for thee. Hey, good for him. You know what? He's on the 8th and Cali McManus plan.
Yeah.
Just in time, baby. Just in time. And you know what? The thing about Bear is, and Ethan's not getting drafted, but Bear could get drafted.
Yes, he could.
Bear could legitimately get drafted. He has that kind of physical presence.
Yep.
So yeah, I want Indiana to win this game. I think they have a chance. I think they have to get ahead early.
Yeah.
I think they have to have a big play on special teams, either like a kick return or like a blocked kick or something like that, or like an interception return, something on defense or special teams where they score, right? Or get close, like get right so their offense can just, put it in. Win the turnover battle. I think it's totally possible. I think Indiana is that elite of a program, but I just think the defensive line is the difference.
Yeah.
And I just think, we talk about Mikhail Kamara, Oregon's got 2 Mikhail Kamaras.
Yep.
We talk about Bear Alexander. I don't think Indiana has a Bear, has like those guys on the inside that are at the same level as Oregon does. So I've got the Oregon Ducks 31, the Indiana Hoosiers 20.
Okay.
And I hope I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Go show it, Signetti. And you know what? The other thing I'll say, that both of these coaches have been accused of not showing up in big games.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them gets to put that narrative to bed, at least for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that either one of those guys would rip your face off if that would get them the win. Yeah. And I think Dan Lanning, and that's the thing, man. Dan Lanning, he's got so much juice. And I just think that Oregon's going to come out breathing fire.
Yeah, I do too.
And you got DeCorian Moore and Kenyon Sadiq. And I mean, just the speed they throw at you.
Yeah.
Is so crazy. Didn't they play Montana State, and the Montana State player, like wide receiver, was like, I thought I was fast, but like these guys are fast.
Yeah, they're terrifying. And that's all Oregon does, man. All they do is recruit speed.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
But they used to not have the size. They have the size now too.
Yep.
Like it used to be, like, remember when they made the title game against Auburn back in the day?
Yeah.
Or like really through the whole Chip Kelly, Mark Helfrich era, really up until Mario Cristobal, they didn't have the size. And now they have the size and the talent, and it's terrifying.
Yep.
Yeah. But Hoosiers, I'll be rooting for you. I'll wear my Indiana hat.
There you go.
Put it on. Except for I can only watch the first half of this game, which kills me. It kills me I can only watch the first half of this game.
I do
think it's going to be good. Yeah, you better.
I'll be texting you.
All right. Next up, we have the 3-2 Northwestern Wildcats going to, can I call it Happy Valley?
It ain't happening. No, not right now. Nope.
Going to State College to take on the 3-2 Penn State Nittany Lions. It's a 2:30 p.m. game on FS1. The line is Penn State by 21.5. A team like Penn State could never give up a 3 or 4 touchdown spread. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just either here's what's going to happen. Either Penn State's going to rally and they're going to show up and they're going to knock Northwestern out of this game right away. Or they are going to piss and moan and feel sorry for themselves, and this is going to be a game. And I don't know which it's going to be. I think Penn State wins. I think they rally here. I think with their backs against the wall, James Franklin and Drew Aller and Katron Allen and Dennis Sutton and the leaders of this team come out and say, we're not going down like this. We're too good to be doing this. Mm-hmm. And get on each other in film session and say, we're going to be better. Or they don't.
Yep.
And they say, I got my money and I'm just going to get mine and I'm going to get ready for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And those are going to be it's going to go one of two ways. And that's going to be true for Penn State. That's going to be a question every game for the rest of the year, except for Ohio State, which we know they'll be up for.
Yeah. Look, man, I have a thought on this game. And, we talked about the hangover for UCLA. There's going to be a hangover for this game, in my opinion, man. I just don't right now have confidence in James Franklin. I don't have confidence in Drew Aller. I'm not saying they lose this game. I think they win. And I think they win by a few scores. but I think it's going to be the hardest points. It's going to look like it's the hardest points they've ever had to get doing it. It's going to be ugly. I don't think you're going to leave that game feeling like, oh, wow, we look so much better. We totally rebounded. I think you're going to be like, yeah, we won and by like a few scores, but like that was, I don't feel good. I feel gross. Like I need a
Okay.
shower. So I've got Penn State winning 24-9. I think Northwestern only scores a few field goals. But again, I think Northwestern still looks like just visually, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, Northwestern should have scored maybe 3-4 times, should have had like a couple touchdowns, and maybe a couple field goals. That's how it should have ended. But I think Penn State just looks ugly and tired, and they're like, they're just gonna win because they're the most talented team, but not because they look good doing it. That's what I think is gonna come down to this in this game.
I mean, I think Penn State's gonna roll them.
Yeah.
I think this is a circle the wagons. This is a come to Jesus. This is, this is all the sports cliches. You have to, and if you can't do it now against Northwestern, what's going to happen on the rest of the slate?
Yeah.
Because if you're Penn State, you still have to play at Iowa, at Ohio State. You have to play Indiana. You have to play Nebraska. So, like, you got to get it right, and you got to get it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do.
Okay.
So I've got Penn State 34, Northwestern 6. And I just think they're going to stop the run, and they're going to try to make Preston Moore beat them, and Preston Stone beat them. And they're going to bracket Griffin Wilde, and he's going to be like, oh no, what do I do? And he's going to throw picks. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think Penn State's going to get a comfortable lead and then probably lay off the gas earlier than their fans want them to.
Mm-hmm.
If I were James Franklin, I wouldn't be laying off the gas.
No,
I would be trying to score 50 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like I would owe it to my fans to make up for what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think James Franklin's going to do that because I just don't think he's that kind of guy.
I mean, dude, like I said, man, I wouldn't be surprised if the crowd is booing James Franklin as he's running out of the.
Oh, they're for sure going to boo him when he comes out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
They're going to boo him harder than they boo Northwestern.
Yes.
Significantly harder. I don't think they're going to boo the team. I think they'll cheer the team. But when they announce Coach James Franklin, you're going to hear boos.
Yep.
They're going to be out, and rightfully so.
Yep.
And like I said, if this is like 13-10 at half, you're going to hear boo birds like you've never heard in State College before. You're going to hear 100,000 people. Not we are. Boo.
And like we said, it gets loud. It gets loud.
So loud.
In Beaver Stadium, but
yeah, it'd be rough. So that's why if I'm James Franklin, I'm trying to score as many points as I can as fast as I can.
Yep. Same.
And then I get up by 5 touchdowns, and then I run the ball. But not until then.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we have the 4-1 Nebraska Cornhuskers going to College Park. Take on the 4-1 Maryland Terrapins. It's a 2:30 p.m. game on the Big Ten Network. The line is Nebraska by 6.5. Maryland had it last week, John. They had it. They had them. It was 20-0 against Washington going into the fourth quarter, and they gave up 24 unanswered points to lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brutal. Look, we've been there.
Oh, yeah.
Long time ago, but we've been there.
Yep.
Well, actually, not a long time ago. Let's not even talk about it. We've been there.
About. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fun.
No.
You have to win the next game after you lose like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise the whole season could start to tilt sideways. And we already have the problem that there's a media narrative that Maryland falls off a cliff in October. And that's because Maryland has fallen off a cliff in October over and over and over again.
Yep.
So to me, I feel like if Maryland doesn't win this game at home, then whom are they going to beat? Yeah. Are they going to go to UCLA and win? I don't know. That's an awkward game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. So maybe we say they win that one and get to 5. But then there's Indiana, there's at Rutgers, there's at Illinois, there's Michigan, there's Sparty. Like, none of those are sure things. So I just think Maryland, this is a big game for them.
Yeah.
And also, this is a big game for Nebraska, because if Nebraska is anywhere near as good as their fans think they are, they better not go lay an egg in College Park.
Mm-hmm.
You're a touchdown favorite on the road. That means you'd be, 13-point favorite at home. You got to come out. You got to take care of business. And we got to see, I want to see Emmett Johnson, because I'm gonna be watching this game closely too before I go. I want to see Emmett Johnson look as good as Nebraska fans say he is.
Yeah.
I want to see that, because I'm still not sold. I'm not.
No.
So, prove to me that he's really, really good. He's averaging 5.5 yards a carry, which is very solid right now. I can't argue with that. But they played a lot of really bad defenses.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens against Maryland, I think that's the difference, because both these teams can really throw the ball.
Yeah.
Malik Washington is fantastic. Dylan Raiola is very good. Both teams have decent wide receivers. Both teams, and Nebraska has struggled to stop the run as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. But Maryland can't really.
Well, no, Maryland held Jonah Coleman in check for most of that game.
Right. But I'm saying, so yeah, Maryland can stop the run.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they can't run the ball.
No.
Very well. It's been rough. They're averaging, just over 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference in a close game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is a blowout. I don't think this is a Nebraska walks. I think Nebraska walks out of here and takes a big exhale.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the Nebraska Cornhuskers 27, the Maryland Terrapins 20.
Look, I mean, here's the thing: is this is also the time of year where Nebraska drops a game they shouldn't.
You're not wrong.
We always talk about Maryland, and which is true, and they are more consistent, I'd have to say, by doing that. But this is also when Nebraska gets a little shaky. We saw last week that they gave Michigan State at least a couple chances to win that game.
They were bad last week, man. They had 77 yards at halftime.
Yeah.
That was brutal. I mean, they ended up with 250 for the game or something?
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Yeah, so this Nebraska team is not by no means world beaters out there, and that they're guaranteed to win this game or pretty much almost any game on their schedule. I think it's going to be close. It's going to come down to mistakes and who and turnovers. I think can Washington protect the ball? Can Maryland maybe capitalize on some errant passes? Can they continue to keep Emmett Johnson in check and make Nebraska one-dimensional, the same as Maryland? And the difference is, like you said, that I'm seeing is a glaring, obvious thing that Nebraska's defensive line and their inability to stop the run. Now, Maryland can't really run the ball, but
see, that's the thing. I feel like it's a bad matchup for Maryland because of that. If Nebraska's problem was the secondary,
mm-hmm.
then I think Maryland would be ready to cook.
I think if Loxley were to utilize Washington more if he let him run the ball and have some design QB runs, I think there's a possibility that Maryland could have a little bit of an edge in this game.
Yeah.
That being said,
but he's not gonna.
Well, exactly.
Have we seen Mike Loxley do that even with Taulia? Did we ever see him turn him into a runner?
No. So that being said, yes, there is a path to Maryland winning this game. Absolutely. But right now, I'm going to lean Nebraska. I don't think by much. I have this game 23-20 Nebraska.
23-20. Okay, so you've got it really close.
Yep.
I'm watching it though, man. I'm doing a poll on Twitter right now about what the most likely upset for a team to get right now, and Nebraska is right up there.
Yep.
And also, you have the factor that is Nebraska looking ahead a little bit to that Friday night tilt next week against Minnesota.
Yeah.
Do you catch them a little flat on the road, looking ahead to a game that is, not a rivalry game, but a bitter dislike game?
Yep.
As opposed to Maryland, which is a little more impersonal against a team that you don't have the same history with.
Yeah. Nebraska wants to get the gopher monkey off their back.
Yeah. They want the chair.
In a big way.
They do. And so I just wonder, do they come out a little flat?
Yeah, it's possible. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that'll be really interesting to watch. And then we have the 3-2 Iowa Hawkeyes going to Madison, take on the 2-3 Wisconsin Badgers. It's the 6 p.m. game on FS1. The line is Iowa by 3.5. Kirk Ferentz makes it sound like Gronowski's going to play. And if Gronowski plays, then I'm worried for Wisconsin.
Yep.
Because I think Gronowski, not just as a thrower, which I think he's okay, not great, not even very good, but okay. But he can extend plays with his legs as a runner or a scrambler and then throw late. And I think that helps his receivers. Yeah. Because his receivers aren't very good. So if the fact that he can, that he can move a little bit gives them more time to get open.
Mm-hmm.
And, they kind of need it. So whereas, Wisconsin, we got Vinny Anthony playing pretty well, but kind of nobody else.
Yep.
And the running backs are not getting it done, and they're not really blocking great for them either, but like the running backs don't look explosive. Wisconsin, they had one good scripted drive against Michigan and then basically didn't do anything for the rest of the game until the very end when Michigan had their backups in and was playing prevent.
Yeah.
And they got a field goal. So I think Michigan's a very good defense, but I don't think they're like an Ohio State or Miami defense.
Yeah.
Or an Oregon defense. I don't think they're quite at that level.
Mm-hmm.
I like Iowa here.
Yeah.
I just think this is the kind of game Kirk Ferentz wins. And it's getting toxic, not just in Madison, but in Iowa City with the 2 losses.
Yep.
And Ferentz needs to get things going in the right direction. Because if you look at what's coming up, he's got Penn State, then Minnesota, then Oregon, then USC. The only one of those games you're going to be favored in is maybe against Minnesota.
Yeah.
And even then, you're not going to be favored by much. So if Iowa is going to have any kind of a decent finish to this year, they have to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at Wisconsin, and it's even worse. Because after Iowa, they have Ohio State, Oregon, Washington, Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Uh-huh.
Brutal. I mean, Ohio State, Oregon, like right, bam, bam, I think Luke Fickell needs it bad, man. And if Luke Fickell is ever going to win a game and ever going to turn it around against Wisconsin, he's got to find a way to win this one at home, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. He does. Yeah, he absolutely has to. Look, yes, this is a desperation game, but every game for Wisconsin here from here on out is going to be a desperation game. And let me just start with Iowa. Yes, Kirk Ferentz needs to win this. He needs to salvage a season as well, but there's not as much urgency. And this is definitely the type of game that Kirk Ferentz is pulls it up.
He loves games like this.
And he'll Iowa the crap out of Wisconsin and Luke Fickell, and Luke Fickell will be pulling his freaking hair out, hating every second of it, like we've all experienced before.
Yeah.
And Kirk Ferentz is just going to be over there
chomping on his gum like a cow.
No, he's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's going exactly how we planned.
Yeah,
that's what he's going to be doing the whole time. No worries, ever. Never a doubt in his mind. It could be 9-6, and Kirk Ferentz will be like, yeah, game's over. We won this game. That's it. He's not going to have a worry in his mind. So
No.
I think
Whereas
that
Luke Fickle, you can see the worry coming off
oh,
of
absolutely.
him, like as the season progresses.
He gets so stressed.
Yeah, dude.
And so I just think, look, I also just think Iowa is definitely the clear favorite when it comes to the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, man. Like Iowa offense, their offense and defensive line is fantastic. Yeah, Iowa's struggling at corner, but I think they're still going to be good enough. Their linebackers.
But is Wisconsin good enough throwing the ball to exploit Iowa in the secondary?
And that's where I don't think, at least not consistently enough. No,
Yeah.
and they can't run the ball, and they're not going to be able to run the ball against this Iowa defensive
line. And Iowa proved against Rutgers they can score some points.
Yep, exactly. And if Gronowski's playing, I think they're going to be just fine. So, and is it great with Hank Brown out there? No, but they can still run the ball. They're still gonna run the ball better than Wisconsin. So I think this is exactly the type of game that Kirk Ferentz wins. And here's the last thing. Luke Fickell gave up.
He did.
To me, like, does he have any fight left? Does he look at that schedule? I mean, he better, but like, does he look at that schedule? And because frankly, like, dude, Luke Fickell is more emotional than any head coach I've seen in Wisconsin history as long as I've been alive, dude.
Oh yeah.
And that's fine. I'm not knocking anybody being emotional, but like, he's scared, and you can see it. And he should be in some ways, but at the same time, man, like
you can't project that though.
No, and he is everywhere, all over the place, and he started doing it last year. And so I have no confidence as far as if I were a Badger fan, zero confidence in him keeping that locker room together, keeping his guys, inspired to play. I know that the quarterback. There was an article saying, I'm forgetting Hunter Simmons. Yeah. There was a quote of him being like, "Oh, there's more energy than ever in practice, blah, 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 blah." We've heard that all before. Sure.
Yeah,
but like,
that's what you say when you're hanging by a thread.
But where's your head coach? Why am I not hearing that from him? So I don't know, man. It's just, this is exactly the type of game for Iowa. And Kirk Ferentz loves to demoralize, the other head coach. And I'm sure Kirk Ferentz is chopping at the bit to do exactly that to Luke Fickell and destroy him emotionally. So, and this is what he does. Kirk Ferentz is great at it. So, yeah, man, I have Iowa winning this game. Right now, I have it 24-10.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have Iowa 24, Wisconsin 13.
Okay.
I think Wisconsin scores on a trick play early.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a flea flicker or something.
Okay.
I think they have to.
Yeah.
Because you want to talk about boos. You think Luke Fickell's not going to hear boos when he comes out and they announce him on Saturday?
Mm-hmm. He's going to hear it.
And if they're down at half,
yeah,
the Boo Birds are going to be out of control in Madison.
Or that stadium's just going to be empty.
Yeah, that too.
But
the emptier it gets, the easier it is to hear the Boo Birds.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh man,
we're not enjoying this at all. By the way, Badger fans, not at all. So.
No, we aren't. We promise we aren't. It's not just Schadenfreude every time you play now. All right, next up we have what a lot of people think is the second biggest game of the week. And if you're a helmet school knob slobber, it's the best.
Uh-huh.
The number 15, 4-1 Michigan Wolverines going to LA, heading to the Coliseum, take on the also 4-1 unranked USC Trojans. This is a 6:30 p.m. game on NBC, the Here Comes Saturday Night game, and the line is USC by 2.5. Is the correct team favored here, John?
I mean, look, they got beat by Illinois, and it didn't look great.
No.
But man, that USC offense, when they are clicking, dude,
they're so good.
It's so good. And like you said about this Michigan defense, they're good, but they are not Ohio State. and they don't. And I don't
They're
think
not
they.
what Michigan was last year, even.
No,
Like, there's no Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant, and those guys aren't walking through that door.
no, and frankly, I don't think they have the secondary that Illinois. Now that Illinois secondary is healthy, like I don't think their secondary is as good. Not that they're bad. And
Interesting.
USC's receivers, man, and if Maava is playing the way he's been, you can see he can play.
Yeah.
I just don't know if you can stop him, man. I don't know if you can stop him enough through the air. And Michigan is clearly not capable of scoring a ton of points.
No, they're not very good at finishing.
No.
Part of the problem is that Underwood doesn't throw a touch.
Yes.
And I think that makes it harder to throw it in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard for me though, because here's the other thing. Like, this is gonna be a physical game.
Yeah.
And Michigan wants to run the ball. And Michigan has arguably the best running back in college football this year in Justice Haynes.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, he should be a Heisman contender right now. 654 yards so far, 8 TDs, 7.7 yards average. I mean, he's carrying them, and like we're not even at the halfway point, and the dude's on pace for 1,400 yards or whatever.
Yeah.
1,550 if you count count a bowl game or whatever. So I think this one comes down to coaching, and I don't know who I like. I don't know.
That's a good point.
Because I do think that USC has the ability to score points quickly. And Makai Lemon is, outside of Ohio State, Makai Lemon is about as good as it gets in college football.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's fantastic. I don't know, man. I don't trust Lincoln Riley here. I don't trust Lincoln Riley in a really physical Big Ten game that he has to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because he kind of has to win this game.
Yeah.
Like, USC is a fan base that will give up on a team early in a season. And if they drop, they drop to 4-2. I don't know how much more, I don't know where that kind of goes from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna say I mean, look, I don't trust Lincoln Riley at all. I do think though, I hate to say it because this is just me eating crow, and I think I gotta do it now. Is I do trust.
We were wrong about Jaden Mayava. Mayava's great.
I trust Jaden Mayava, and I trust that receiving core, and I just think that USC, they can run the ball well enough. They can clearly throw the ball exceptionally well. I think their defense is looking like it's functional, and I think they can slow down Justice Haynes. And I'm not saying that they're not gonna stop him, but I think they can slow him down enough. And I think Bryce Underwood he's too green still. So I think they can capitalize on that.
Do you think they force a turnover or something against him?
Yeah, I think they force a turnover. I also just think that what was I going to say? I mean, USC is going to be looking for some revenge after last season. They got screwed on a call.
Yeah.
So
we know what that's like against Michigan.
We sure do. Yeah. So I think they're going to be, they'll be up for this game. So I just think
they'll definitely be up for
USC.
It.
I have
you got USC. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So it'll be our first disagreement this week.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. I've got USC. Oh yeah, I've got USC 30, Michigan 24.
Okay. 30-24. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Michigan is gonna. I think I've got Justin Haynes breaking off 2 touchdown runs of 40+ yards.
Sure.
I think it's gonna happen. I think as improved as USC is on defense, I think Michigan is just going to be tougher up front. And I agree that Bryce Underwood probably makes a mistake. But I also, here's what I think. If USC is going to win, Obviously, Mekhi Lemon's got to be big, but I kind of think maybe it's a big Lake McCree game at tight end.
Yeah.
He's shown himself to be a good number. Him and the number 2 receiver, Jacoby Lane, are about the same yards wise.
Yep.
So it could be a big game for him because I'm sure in the red zone, Michigan's going to double team Mekhi Lemon and make somebody else beat them.
Yep.
So is that going to be a Lake McCree? So yeah, if USC wins, I think he has a big game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staking it there, but maybe it's partially my old Big Ten bias.
Sure.
But I just think that this is the kind of game that Michigan wins. And Sharon Moore's got to have this.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I do.
He's already got the one loss. You lose this, you're pretty much out of the playoff race. Just about. Yeah. So, I guess not quite. I guess you're not out of the playoff race because they can always beat Ohio State and do that. But it makes it a lot harder. You don't have any more. You don't have any more margin for error.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a really big game for both teams.
Sure. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go either way.
No, me either.
I just got a feeling that Lincoln Riley is going to somehow get it together this week and probably blow it next week. But I'm just saying,
it is at home.
Yeah, it's at home.
And you've got Michigan crossing a bunch of time zones.
Yes.
And this is an 8:30, Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Time start.
Yep.
So I do think that benefits USC.
Yeah.
God, now you got me. Nope. It's good when we disagree. We shouldn't agree on everything.
Yeah.
That's not a fun podcast.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that. It's not called Pardon the We Agree. It's called Pardon the Interruption. All right. Last up, we have the Purdue Boilermakers at 2-3, heading to Dinkytown to take on the 3-2 Minnesota Golden Gophers. It's a 6:30 p.m. game on the Big Ten Network. The line is Minnesota by 7.5. John, to see Minnesota fans right now in this moment.
I'm glad you're doing this because I was going to interrupt you and go in on this. Yeah.
It's like as if we were having the season that either it's like a combination of UCLA and Penn State.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
We lost a game too much and woe is us and we're not going to win another game and blah, blah, blah. And we're so bad and we can't do anything. And I'm just like, do you know how good Ohio State is? Historically great. And the Cal loss was weird and ugly, but it happened on the road and whatever. And it's like the Rutgers win never happened.
Yep.
And it's like that first scripted Drake Lindsay drive and Drake Lindsay's overall just being calm in the shoe, which he was surprisingly calm in the shoe. That didn't happen. And the fact that Darius was on a pitch count didn't matter. And I'm just like, hey, everybody slow your roll. Yep. Minnesota could still, it's like they've never seen a PJ Fleck team before.
Yeah.
PJ Fleck teams always start a little slow and they always get better and better and better. Even 2019, we started slow.
Yep.
And we went 11-2.
Yep.
But we got better and better and better as the season went on. Minnesota, like Iowa, always improves. Like Ohio State, always improves. So I just don't know why the fan base is so upset. And they genuinely are trying to make out Devin Mockabee like he's a terrifying Big Ten running back. And I'm just like, Devin Mockabee, good for him, but he's as average as it gets in the Big Ten. And honestly, I'm not worried. If you want to worry about anyone, worry a little bit about Ryan Brown being mobile.
Yes.
And being able to extend plays and throw it downfield. If I'm worried, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, same.
But I'm not worried because look, I like Purdue. They're scrappy. They play hard. Ryan Brown can do some things. Devin Mockabee is a serviceable Big Ten running back. The defense is really, really, you can tell they're flying around believing out there. But Purdue doesn't have the talent that the rest of the Big Ten has.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Not right now. Yeah.
Not right now. All their best players left in the transfer portal. And Barry Odom brought in a lot. but he brought them in mostly from G5 teams, and he's not Kurt Signetti.
Yeah.
He's a good coach. I
Yeah.
think he can have a good career at Purdue, potentially, but he is not Kurt Signetti.
Yeah.
This is not that kind of thing. And you look at Purdue, they looked outmatched against Sparty significantly. They look outmatched against USC significantly. They look outmatched.
Yep.
In the Big Ten. And that doesn't mean they don't play hard. It doesn't mean they can't beat somebody.
Yep.
But this is homecoming. It's a night game. The crowd is going to be juiced up beyond belief by 6:30 p.m. that night after tailgating. The tailgate lots open at 6 a.m. So that is 12 hours of tailgating to get ready for a football game. And there are going to be a lot of people who do it. And the students are going to be, the students, it's going to be a thing where they get up, they start partying, then they take an afternoon nap, then they get up, then they start partying again. And the second time they mean it more. And then they come to the game.
Yeah.
It's going to be raucous. It's going to be intense. And I just think that the Minnesota Golden Gophers are going to play well in that atmosphere against a Purdue team that's on the road in a hostile atmosphere at night. So, what do you think about this one?
Well, according to my sources, because
So for those who don't know, John and I like to make a joke because there are a lot of people on Twitter who pretend like they have sources inside programs when they really don't. Or
they're
like
in team meetings, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, when really they might know like one person who works in the marketing department, and occasionally they hear a rumor. But like they act like they've got like an assistant coach feeding them info.
Yeah.
So that's very common, and it's on message boards and on Twitter, and it's honestly kind of funny.
Yeah. Look, not to say that they can't be right sometimes, because it might be just a really good guess.
Of course they're right sometimes, because you hear,
like,
because rumors go around.
Yes. But yeah.
It's a weird thing to flex about, though.
Those sources. Yeah. Yeah, dude. This is why we talk about, sometimes, as annoying as it is, of how crazy and delusional and dedicated Nebraska fans are, about like how every year is a national championship year. Minnesota needs fans like that. I want that. I want that to be here. And but they are so ready to give up.
Minnesota disease, man.
It is. It's a disease. And frankly, dude, it's just a total, how I guess Nebraska, there's a break in reality in some for some of those fans. Not everybody, and this isn't even meant to be, I'm not ripping on Nebraska. This is honestly, I do envy this, and I mean it.
Yeah.
But there's a break in reality with Minnesota fans that if they don't, there's no perspective. None. Right. It's oh my God, we lost to a freaking NFL team. I genuinely think Ohio State could give an NFL team a solid run for its money.
I think they could go over to Cleveland and make things really uncomfortable for the Browns. Yeah.
Yes. So this is what I'm talking about here. And it's like Minnesota just lost to UCLA or lost to Northwestern or whatever. It's ridiculous, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Come on, man. Look, I'm not saying, Minnesota's going to win out for the rest of the season and they're just going to be dominant in every game. No, that's not what I'm saying here. There's definitely things and issues and problems that need to be addressed and fixed and need to be improved upon. But the
offensive line can play better. The secondary can be a little more consistent. There's some stuff that can happen.
But that's the difference, though, is they can get better. And Gopher fans, a lot of them anyways, it's oh, that's it. Nope, we didn't do this against freaking Ohio State. We didn't do this against Ohio State. We didn't do this thing against Ohio State. So therefore, we can't do it against anybody. That's it. Season's over. Why even play the game? Let's, what?
It's like these people have never seen a college football season before.
It's insane, dude. And the way they talk, it's we might as well just fold the freaking program, man. Why are we even playing? It's so
you get the idea that they're secretly hoping we lose.
It feels that way.
So that they can be right about it.
It sure feels that way. Yeah, and they do. They
and even some in the media are like that. And know who, and you hear me, Eeyore. Don't tell me you don't listen to this pod. I know you do. So Eeyore, change your best. Have a little
Yeah.
more positive attitude.
Dude, and it's like, and I try to remind them, I'm like, look, man, we already have the Twin Cities media. Like, we don't need you
Yeah,
guys
we
to
don't need
pile on.
people in the in the Gopher beat to pile on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jesus, man. So get over yourselves. Stop it. I'm tired of it. Like, honestly, like, and the ones that condescendingly talk about it too, those are the ones that I'm like, I think you want them to, I
Yeah.
think you want us to be bad. I do.
No, you do. They do. They because they don't enjoy winning. What they enjoy is other people being miserable.
Yes.
And that's just weird. That's weird behavior.
Yeah.
And it's like this Minnesota thing. I remember last my nephew is in college now, but last year he was playing at not at this time, but in the spring was playing tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point he had played like 6 matches and he was undefeated. And my sister was telling me about it and kept saying, well, in 3 matches he plays this guy who's going D1 and so he's going to lose. And I said, Catherine, right now he's undefeated.
Yeah.
Who cares
Yeah.
what's going to happen in a week and a half?
Yeah.
And she was like, you're right. I was like, yeah, like enjoy the right now.
Yeah.
And enjoy the ride. Cause like things go up and down and get better and worse. And it's all part of college football. And that's why we are obsessed with it because of its unpredictability and, and all the passion that comes with that. So yeah. Do the Gophers need to improve specifically on the O-line and the secondary?
Yes.
Yeah, they got to play a little better.
Absolutely.
But they can. And I think they will. And I think what they need to do is put in Tafai at tackle.
Yep.
And I don't care. They say his conditioning is still like a work in progress. Okay, then play him like 4 or 5 snaps and then bring in somebody else for like 3 snaps and then play him 5 or 6 more snaps and then bring somebody else. Like if you have to rotate, but you have to get your best players on the field.
Yep.
You have to do that. That's part of your job as a football coach. You paid him a bunch of money and brought him in. You didn't bring him in to ride the pine.
Yep.
You've had 6 months with him or whatever. He's in as good a shape now as he's going to get in this year. Put him in the game.
Yep.
It's not like, 2 more weeks. No, put him in now and at least see what he can do. So, yeah, PJ shook up the offensive line a little bit last week. I think he's going to shake it up a little more this week. I think we're going to see Tafai potentially.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm excited about the game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I think from the word is that Darius is going to play a full game, not on a pitch
he was
count.
on a pitch count, so he wasn't hurt. He was just on a pitch count last week.
So word is that's going to happen,
which is great.
Word is too that like most of the players actually came out of that game against Ohio State pretty healthy,
which is great.
Which is also great. I'm just looking forward to Drake Lindsay playing against a Purdue defense. And our receivers are coming down with the ball now for the most part. I know Javon Tracy dropped that one. He should have. I know it wasn't a good pass, but he should have caught it. But still, you're seeing our guys get involved. Gears, Jalen Smith. It's happening. It's coming together. So I think this is a get right game for Minnesota. I think I do think Purdue scores. I think Ryan Brown is really good. I think he can definitely make things happen, and he will. Barry Odom's a good coach, so I'm sure he'll have something schemed up where they might be, might score on their opening drive. Yeah. But I think Minnesota is better. And
I mean, they can throw the ball a little bit.
Yeah, they can throw the ball a little bit. And I think, again, all these Gopher fans thinking we can't stop the run. I'm like, we did pretty good against Rutgers, stopping a pretty good running back. And
yeah, I'm sorry that we couldn't stop Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Donaldson. And
we also couldn't stop Ron Dane right now. But like, I don't think he's walking through that door.
No.
Yep.
So look, man.
Not seeing Zeke Elliott coming through that door. That's not happening again this season.
Mike Alstott's not suiting up.
No.
As a Boilermaker.
None of that's happening.
No.
None of those guys are showing. Yeah, none of those guys are playing anymore.
Yeah.
So we could go deeper and deeper. We could go all day just naming running backs who don't play anymore, who were awesome at some point.
Yep. So yeah, man. I Purdue's going to score some points.
Yes.
But I think Minnesota overall is the more balanced team. I think they have more talent. I think it could look a little close in the first half, maybe. But then I think Minnesota just pulls away in the second, and then it doesn't really look that close by that point. So I have Purdue 17, Minnesota 30-31.
You did it backwards. You had me think. I was like, oh no, he's picking an upset.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I have. I see. I'm very similar to you here. I think Minnesota plays well. I think we see a score on either defense or special teams.
Yeah.
I think I have a feeling it's going to be Coy, but I don't know for sure. You know.
Yep.
And I just feel like we're due for that.
Yep.
And in front of a jacked home crowd, Ligashevsky could have some, something good planned, and I think that's going to happen. So I've got Minnesota 34, Purdue, the Minnesota Golden Gophers 34, the Purdue the Purdue Boilermakers 17.
Okay.
I think it's a good game for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think Purdue eventually runs out of gas.
Yeah.
And I think Minnesota plays its most complete game of the season so far. And we start to see what this Golden Gopher team can really be.
Yep. Same. Yeah. That's where I'm at, man. Yeah. So there you go. Gopher fans, chill out, man.
Yeah. If we lose to Purdue, then you can get upset.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably join.
Yeah, I'll jump in with you, and we can call it for people to be fired, and it can be a whole thing. Exactly. But unless that happens, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna get bent out of shape. I'm gonna get excited to go to homecoming. It's homecoming.
Exactly.
I love homecoming.
Yeah.
You got all the players. I guess the Gophers have over 200 players going to the game.
That's cool.
When Fleck was doing his press conference, he'd go, Rodney Smith just RSVP'd.
Nice.
I love Rodney Smith.
Hell yeah. Cool.
Yeah. We could use Rodney Smith right now, man.
Yeah.
But Darius is pretty good when he's healthy. So hopefully, as long now that Darius is healthy, I think we see him break out against Purdue.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we see him run for 100+ yards.
Yeah.
Maybe 50 receiving, something like that.
That'd be sick. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to find We Live for Saturday? You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Podcast Addict. You can find us on Twitter at We Live for B1G Sat. You can find Mike at Alibaba26 and me, John, at Norwegian Gopher. You can email us, We Live for Saturday, B1G@gmail.com. As always, please follow, like, subscribe, tweet, retweet, all that good stuff, especially here on YouTube.
Yes, and if you're audio only, please subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe your significant other on YouTube. They don't even have to watch. Just subscribe them on their email. If you have an extra email, subscribe on that also.
Yeah,
just go to YouTube and do it. We appreciate it. Anything that grows the pod helps a lot. So thank you for all this. I hope everyone has an awesome weekend of football, and we will see you in the review pod, which, by the way, won't be till Monday this week or Tuesday. We'll see. My life is crazy. All right. We'll see you soon. Have a great football.